Runners are set here for the Al Rashidiya, 850,000, ready. Gates fly, away they go, and Stormy Ocean was a little slow out. He dwelt with Chicago Critic. Miss of Change was away quickly with Nation's Pride. Caramelito up into third position on settling from Opera Ballo. Then came next in running First Conquest, a gap of 2.5 lengths to Chicago Critic and Stormy Ocean, who now tack onto the back of the pack. Miss of Change rolling them along though. Half a length in front of Nation's Pride. Early sectionals here 14.26 and 11.41 here. Nation's Pride second, a length and a half back to Opera Ballo, who's got the run of the race early in third. A similar margin back to Caramelito from First Conquest, Chicago Critic, and Stormy Ocean spots the leaders 8 and is last of the 7, where it's Miss of Change who leads them here at the 1,000-metre peg, and margin now a half length to Nation's Pride. Getting a little keen in behind Opera Ballo, but plenty of room to head off the fence eventually and then start to make some ground here. 3 lengths back to Caramelito from Chicago Critic, now up to third to last. Back to second to last is First Conquest, and Stormy Ocean is still the whipper-innerer. 700 metres left to go. Miss of Change now increases the tempo, 11.59, 11.90. Half a length to Nation's Pride, who goes up to contest. Opera Ballo, William Buick sitting quiet as a church mouse here in third. Chicago Critic now up on the inside in fourth from Caramelito. Plenty of room, everything's going to get their chance here. First Conquest makes good ground. Stormy Ocean last. Nation's Pride beats off Miss of Change. Opera Ballo now starting to present the outside here. Opera Ballo comes past Nation's Pride. First Conquest up into third. It's going to be a Godolphin 1, 2 and 3, but the talented Opera Ballo is now a group winner in Dubai. Opera Ballo 3.5 on the line from Nation's Pride. First Conquest. Chicago Critic fourth over from Stormy Ocean, who beat 2 home. That was Caramelito, and after leading them up early, Miss of Change is the last to get home. Opera Ballo, 5 wins now in his career, and has done that with pretty much a fair bit of ease, you'd say. The 3-year-old colt by Gaiath, I think he's pretty special. He looked like he had plenty in hand as well at the end. William Buick had a vice grip on him heading across the line. Didn't want him to overexert himself any more than he needed to. Nation's Pride's run a good race. First Conquest certainly didn't lose any admirers there as well. But it is proof of the strength of the ranks here with the Royal Blue. Godolphin 1, 2 and 3, and Opera Ballo continues on his winning ways.
Yeah, that was perfect, wasn't it? He still raced keenly in behind. You remember his sire Gaiath was a very keen-going sort. I mean, super talented. And so is this horse. He races with plenty of enthusiasm. He put the race to bed conclusively. He's obviously finished ahead of stable companions Nation's Pride and First Conquest. Every reason to believe they've run up to form. And he put the race to bed very comfortably. The Jebel Hatter could be an obvious one for him on Super Saturday. There's another race, I think, in between over this distance. But either way, you'd hope to see him at the back end of the season in the Dubai turf, and then see where beyond that. Who knows? He might have Romantic Warrior to take on at some point. But that's a lovely performance from the horse trained by this man with Meydan.
Charlie, that was an impressive, probably also pleasing performance from Opera Ballo there.
Yeah, as I've said there earlier, Meydan, I mean, his biggest challenge is himself once those gates, or once he's in those gates and coming out. You know, we were keen tonight to hopefully, we didn't need to, but there was pace in there anyway. But for William to just try and get him in behind a horse and try and teach him to settle. He's a hard horse because at home he's horizontally laid back, so it's just a different beast that you turn up at the races with. But anyway, full credit to the team at home. They've done a good job, and William obviously had a lot of confidence in horse to just get him buried in behind a couple there. And yeah, I think we saw the Opera Ballo that we've always hoped to see, and he's just been we've had a couple of blips along the way. And
he saw that trip out really well tonight.
Yeah, for sure. They've got a nice even fractions, I felt, haven't they? You know, he's entitled to come forward for that. I would imagine most natural sort of place to go now is to the Jebel Hatter, and then hopefully see whether we're good enough to be a World Cup night horse.
Yeah, how exciting. Very well done, and we look forward to seeing him back in action in a couple of months' time.
Yep, delighted. Thank you very much.
Unofficial numbers in the Al Rashidiya, sponsored by Imar. 6, 1, 2 and 3. 6, 1, 2, 3. Opera Ballo, your unofficial winner, 148.13. Margins 3 by 2 1/4. 6, 1, 2, 3. Race 6.
Nice work, William.
Another one for William Buick, another one in the Godolphin Blue tonight, and for Charlie Appleby. Please welcome in the winner of the Group 2 Al Rashidiya, sponsored by Imar Opera Ballo.
Well, William Buick has managed to secure his third winner of the night and was trying to encourage the crowd for a bit of applause coming in there. William, Opera Ballo clearly super talented and looked as though he got into a better rhythm this evening.
Yeah, he did. You know, the race just set up a little bit better for him. Yeah, he had cover, which was crucial tonight, obviously stepping up a furlong and trip as well. So, you know, we were wanting to learn something tonight. We came here wanted to learn something and wanted to teach Opera Ballo something as well. And I think it was a race that should bring him forward. I love the way he did it. I love the way he accelerated, and look, he had plenty left at the line, you know. So, and you know, we all know how good Nation's Pride is. You know, he's a proper horse, so you know he fairly put him to bed. So, good performance.
Charlie mentioned it could be the Jebel Hatter next, and hopefully he could potentially turn up as a World Cup night horse. Did he give you the feel that he really could be a contender on the main night?
Yeah, I think absolutely. You know, we always thought he was, you know, a horse worthy of going to the top level at some stage, and yeah, I think tonight he showed that he's on the way there.
I've asked you about the right one so far, so I'm just going to ask you quickly about By the Book, who's lightly raced and unexposed. How has he taken to Dubai? Have you ridden him work recently?
I haven't, but the track is going to suit him, a flat track. He ran at Newmarket last time off a long layoff, where he probably got a bit tired going a mile and a half for the first time. A flat mile and a half around here will be much more to his liking. So, but again, he's not a horse we know a lot about. He's only ran 3 times, I believe. So, look, he's a horse again he's always shown so much promise so far. So hopefully he can show that again tonight.
Well, you're absolutely flying, Will. Well done.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.